All right, look up. Oh, look at those cuties. It's you and Andrea James, your bestie.
Andrea James, the thinnest I've ever been since I was 8 years old on that show. It's strange what getting a show, my appetite vanishes and I just waste away. And that's not a healthy coping mechanism. But
You're telling me I get it.
Andrea, you know, when you transition, a lot of times it's good for you to move out of your hometown because there's always some sissy or some queen who's like, you look good now, but I knew you when you were Butch Frankel or what, you know, whatever your boy name was
Right.
or whatever. They always want to tear you down and bring up your past as a boy and this and that. So you move to a new town where nobody knew you before. I moved to Chicago, and where Andrea James lived, and she had just started her website. At the time, it was TS Roadmap, and it was like this compendium, this Our Bodies, Ourselves of trans information. She did it when AOL started. It was really groundbreaking. And she's like this, she has a master's degree in Greek and Latin. She was a high-powered ad executive. I'm like a hayseed bumpkin just falling off of the, hay truck. We became best friends. We started our company together, Deep Self Productions, and we have remained just like soulmates. We're a very odd couple, though, since then.
Yeah, in what ways?
She's highly structured, disciplined, very neat and clean, has erudite, very educated and informed tastes. I'm white trash who constantly has to be reminded to pick up after herself. But she taught me how to appreciate wine, how to appreciate, fine scotch and good food and things like that. So and I helped her relax a little, I think, over the years.
Yes, that's important too, Calpernia. Look up. Oh, two of the biggest stars in the world and two of your friends. My goodness.
Growing up the way I did, I grew up in a fundamentalist Christian cult, and one of the things of that was we were not allowed to go to movie houses with theaters, and see movies. So no Disney, no E.T., no Star Wars, nothing. And television, it was pretty much, if it was black and white, we were allowed to watch it, but otherwise it was very censored. So after, the events happened when my boyfriend was murdered and Jane's son was brought on to play him in the movie, I got the chance to meet Jane. And of course, I had heard of her mostly through her workout tapes because I had a girlfriend in high school who turned out to be a lesbian, and we never even touched. But she would do Jane Fonda's workout tape, literal VHS back then. And getting to actually meet Jane, I think I was excited and I thought it was really cool, but I wasn't blown away as I should have been, actually. And she really liked that. She liked somebody meeting her just as a one-on-one human being. So I eventually got to spend the summer with her, being the nanny for her grandkids. So it was just me, Jane, her two grandkids, living in a penthouse suite for the whole summer.
Wow.
And just spending all day together. And it was amazing. Just talking to her,
I mean, she has so much knowledge. She's doing so many incredible things right now with Fire Drill Fridays. She's just an icon. Did you go back and enjoy her catalog after getting to spend this time?
Yeah, I mean, Clute, absolutely amazing. And when I first moved to Hollywood, I was a lot younger and thinner and sexier and stuff. So I would get a lot of auditions to play transgender prostitutes because that's like one of the main roles they force us into. And I complained to Jane about it. I was like, ugh, they just want me to play prostitutes over and over. And she was like, well, one of them might be a Clute. And I was like, you're right, maybe one will. thus confirming I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Just Jane Fonda, smart as ever, and just looks so good.
And I
so
met Lily
gorgeous.
through her, and who's been a super angel as well.
Laga.
Oh.
China, your drag mother.
China, Chyna, is my drag mother. When I got out of the military, the last year I was in the military, I met some lesbians who saw in me what I wasn't even able to articulate and didn't know enough about to say or explore. And those lesbians brought me out of the closet. At the time, I thought as a gay boy, because I didn't know trans existed. I got out of the military, went back home, and my first stop was the big gay bar where I eventually ended up working. And I saw these queens on stage, and they were kind of the first queens I had ever seen. And my jaw just dropped. Chyna, her face was so beautiful. Her body was just like this tiny waist, this big hips and butt, and the clothes, everything. It just blew my mind. And I thought, wow, if you can do that, then that's what I want to do. And I was just this total socially awkward, unattractive nerd weirdo. And my parents immediately were like, we don't want to have anything to do with you if you're going to be this way. They've since come around. I love you, Mom, and dear departed Dad. But I literally lived on the street for a while. I slept in my truck in Centennial Park and had nowhere to go. Chyna took me in. She always had her own house. She always had her own income, and she was very strict. She was like, my girls do not do drugs. My girls do not overdrink. My girls do not do crime. If you're going to be one of my girls, you're going to do it the right way. And she took me and gave me a place to sleep, a place to live, and taught me how to do makeup and hair and everything. She spent all day one time hot gluing Christmas beads to a bra and panties so I could do my first number, which was I Need by Crystal Waters.
Wow.
I need.
I love that album.
Yeah, and I couldn't do 100% Pure Love because the senior Qween had already taken that, so I
Right.
did I Need.
You got the album track.
Yeah. And she is still family to this day. When I went home for my father's funeral, I went over to Chyna's house, and I will always consider her my second mother and always love and cherish her.
That's beautiful. Now, one more family member. Look at her. The beautiful Lady Red.
Miss Lady Red.
You worked with her so much on your show. You hired her all the time.
Every week, if she could work it, I would take it. And because, as I said, she was so good. She could sing, just such a powerhouse voice and stage presence. And she could work the mic. She could keep the room going while I'm backstage changing or counting the money or whatever. And so funny. Just the times I really cherished with her were before the show, when we would get there, and she'd always be early. And, we'd just be putting on our makeup and kikiing and talking, and she'd tell me about the latest boy or man or whatever she was doing. And we'd get that big old platter of chicken wings and jalapeno poppers and stuff and just talk. And my car, still to this day, the seatbelt in the passenger side doesn't work because I would give her rides home. And she was a bigger girl. And she yanked the seatbelt down to get it, and it ripped the whole side off in the car. So I just duct taped it back, and it's duct taped still. So I think of her all the time.
Yes, all of us that drove Lady Red around at different times have memorials in the car to Lady Red. I have a little halo in my passenger seat that's forever from Lady Red's dusted wigs. Adam also has in his car as well, and we'll never clean them, sweetie. We'll just always have it in honor of you, our
Yes.
beautiful queen. We miss her.
Always with us.
Yeah. Well, Calpernia, thank you so much for being here, sweetie.
Well, thank you. And Jonny,
What?
I wanted to do a quick look at her for you.
What? The tables are being turned?
I wanted to hear what you might think about this young lady.
All right. Look at her. Oh my God, that's one ugly woman. It's just me as red, white, and blue haired chocolate pudding on the Big A Sketch Show. Chocolate pudding was an aspiring queen on a season of RuPaul's Drag Race, who famously said, "RuPaul, are you there? You look like some kind of angel, like a spooky ghost or some shit." Now, that season of that show, Eric, that season of that show, I was not in the first episode, and I was extremely upset about it. And that season was not very well watched, but that promo of that sketch was on Drag Race. And so it's the only thing anyone remembers. So I told y'all you should put it in the first episode. Yeah!
Vindicated.
That's
Vindicated.
right.
So look at her.
Look at her. Thank you. Calpernia, thank you for being here, sweetie. Always a delight to see you. Can't wait to see what else comes out of your brilliant mind, my dear.
Just at Calpernia everywhere.
That's right. Thank you to Adam Joseph and Erickatoure. And thanks to all of you. We'll see you next time on Hey Queen. And look at her. Hit it.
Look at her.
Look at her. Well, Erica's doing tricks. Now look at her. Calpernia Addams. So stunning, darling. I love the look. Look at her. Bye, baby. See you next time. Now get out of here, camera. Go on.
Look at her. Look at her.